they will automatically be sent that check for 50 months or unless they tell the insurance company to stop. Company C has a completely different take on this. They're going to offer a much larger death benefit. Their long-term care pool is smaller than the rest, but what they're going to do is once the client goes on claim, is they are going to pay this amount of $124,000 as a lump sum. It doesn't provide a monthly benefit, doesn't have benefit months that it provides because it's going to provide a lump sum up front for the clients to manage. And then finally, Company D is going to provide the smallest death benefit, but it has the largest long-term care pool and the largest monthly benefit available. It's going to last 72 months, and it's a reimbursement policy. So the moral of this slide is, if you tell us what your client is trying to do or what it is they want, we can design a policy or find a policy that can do it for them. So what are some of the benefits to these policies? Some of the pros, well, or some of the disadvantages. One, they can only be set up using non-qualified dollars. A lot of clients' assets nowadays are coming out of retirement accounts. So those assets cannot be used to fund these products. You cannot have a qualified annuity that's a hybrid. It has to be non-qualified. Also, these policies may not have all the bells and whistles of a standalone long-term care policy. For example, most of these policies do not offer inflation protection. That monthly benefit that you see on day one is going to be the monthly benefit 20 years down the road. Some of the pros to these contracts. Well, if they have an existing annuity or life policy, they can be transferred into these hybrid products. So for example, if they have an existing life insurance policy, we can transfer that cash value of that policy into a hybrid life or a hybrid annuity product. If they have an existing annuity, we can transfer that into a hybrid annuity. You cannot go annuity to life though. So if they have an existing annuity, their only option is a hybrid annuity. The gains can be taken out tax-free when they are used to pay for qualified long-term care expenses. So if you have a client who has an old annuity, for example, or old life insurance policy and has a substantial gain in it, by reallocating those assets, they can possibly get all the gains out of those policies tax-free. We can immediately double or triple the pool of money they have for long-term care expenses. If they have an annuity sitting there, and as Judith kind of stated before, most annuities that are purchased are still around. The client has done nothing with them, and they plan on just passing it on to beneficiaries. By transferring the value of those annuities into these hybrid annuities, we can now offer them a long-term care pool if they need it. If they don't need it, it's still an annuity. We'll still pass on to the beneficiary all the same as if it was in the original annuity. Once again, these products do double duty with those assets. They're still an annuity, still life insurance, and they can provide long-term care benefits. These products are guaranteed. So who are the clients that are kind of looking for these type of products? Well, they like the idea of long-term care insurance but don't want to write a check every year.